Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a privilege to be here with you today. We are going to have a panel discussion on partnerships and pathways. This is something that is in partnership with our local K-12 schools, our healthcare organizations, and the city of Barbourville. I want to thank our panelists for today, and we're really excited just to have you with us. Our week's theme for the inauguration is being able to break barriers and build bridges. And that's exactly what this conversation is all about, as we want to work together across education and healthcare and city leadership to create opportunities, remove obstacles, and build stronger pathways for our students, our family, and our community. Let's give our panelists a round of applause. So joining us today, we have 4 leaders who live this mission every single day. To my left, we have Dennis Messer, Superintendent of Barbourville Independent Schools, Jeremy Ledford, Superintendent of Knox County Public Schools, and to my right, we have Marcia Dixon, Barbourville Tourism and Recreation Commission, as well as Beau Masterson, CEO of Barbourville ARH Hospital. Please join me again in welcoming them. So to begin, I'd love to start with a broad question for everyone on the panel. When you hear the theme, breaking barriers and building bridges, what does it mean for your role and your organization? We'll start it with Beau, and we'll work our way down.
Well, DJ, first and foremost, thank you for inviting me up here to talk today. And I want to apologize to you guys for having to listen to me talk. And I don't have any more eligibility, so don't ask me to come play for any of your teams. But, you know, I think the most important thing of building bridges and breaking down barriers is being present. As a leader of healthcare in Barbourville and in Knox County, something that I've noticed is that, we haven't always been as present as I think we should have been. It's important for us to be at community events. It's important for us to be in front of people and talk to the community and find out what exactly the problems are. We can sit in a boardroom and discuss with our physicians, discuss with our senior leadership at the corporate level, and we can decide, what we think is best for you guys in the community. But there's no way for us to know unless we actually sit in front of you and have those candid conversations. There are issues throughout Knox County, such as food insecurity, and I don't particularly like all the hot words. Let's just be honest, hunger. People are hungry and they don't know what food to eat. The number one food store in Appalachia is the Dollar General. So we got to find a way to make sure that people know what the right food to eat is, how to eat it, how to make sure you're staying healthy, how to make sure you're staying well mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and kind of use all that to ensure that you're moving in the right direction. So the best way for us to build bridges is to make sure that we're engaged in those conversations and we're listening to things that we want to hear, and we're really listening to the things that we don't want to hear.
We are super excited to have you here in Barbourville, Kentucky. Whether you're a student for the next 4 years or you're a faculty and staff who have moved to our area, we want you to take part in our activities that we have downtown. They're open to everyone. They are free. There is a published list that I have at the Tourism Center that you can pick up. And also follow our Facebook page, and you can see what great things that we are doing in Barbourville. Building bridges, we want you in our community. We want to be on your campus. We want to bring programs, exciting things like we did downtown for the community pep rally. We want to be able to do more activities like that so you can be a part of our community and we can see what's happening here great at Union College.
I'm a proud graduate of Union College, now Union Commonwealth University. In 1994, I was like a lot of you here. And what makes Union so special and to this community, to my school district, is, we are a bridge. I walked 1 block and I was on Union's campus. I was home. I'm home on School Street. I'm home on College Street. And everyone I feel that attends this university, you're part of our community. You know, wherever you go throughout life, you'll have a part of Barbourville. Always should be a special place for you. And there's a lot of barriers. There's a lot of barriers for my K-12 school district. And today is a great example of what Union Commonwealth is wanting to build a bridge for. Take one block over and you're right back at home. You're familiar with this campus. And my students are very excited about what's happening at Union, what's going to happen in the future over here, and watching the growth. And it's great to watch. It's great to be part of. And I believe Dr. Washington and his staff are doing a lot of things the right way, building those relationships early and becoming a community partner. I'm in touch with staff weekly almost, and I'll call Dr. Washington or I'll call another person. I say, I've got a crazy idea, and first thing they say, we're in. So I think it's going in the right direction, and it's just exciting to see what's happening and what is going to happen here on this campus and in this community.
I want to begin by thanking Dr. Washington for having us up here. It's really nice to see former students sitting in front of me that it's attending the school that I graduated from too. Back even just a few years ago, getting emails to come sit in math class to make sure that we're getting the education that we need. Those are all important, and I think that's what Dr. Washington and Union Commonwealth University is doing, is building those bridges and really removing these obstacles that our kids had. And as Dennis was talking about earlier, you know, free tuition for 2026 graduates at Knox Central, Lynn Camp, and Barbourville. You all can think about whenever you was signing up for school and what goes through our head. How much is it going to cost? Where's it going to, you know, can I get my diploma from there? Am I going to have to change schools? And that's what Dr. Washington is doing here, is really promoting the school in the community. And I'm thankful to be up here, and I'm thankful to have Dr. Washington as a friend.
Thank you so much. And we'll start with Jeremy and work our way back for one more question for all panelists. What current challenge do you feel like that you're currently facing that partnerships can solve? And let me compliment that and just say to each and everyone on this panel, I feel like I can just pick up the phone and shoot them a text or give them a quick call to their cell. You know, I know we're in a generation of emails and formal announcements and having to go through all of our assistants and all of that, but everyone that you're seeing here, when we're facing challenges, when we had, I believe it was the London shooter, basically, and we ended up having to cancel classes and go through that, I called the superintendents first, you know, just to kind of see, hey, what's your guys' game plan? What are you doing? And it's you can always continue to learn from each other in your respective fields of interest. And so I thank you all for just being open and being able to have that sort of connection and that bridge where we can form those relationships. But again, current challenge facing the community that you feel like that partnerships, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare, with the city, we might be able to do to work together to solve.
So for like Knox County Public Schools, we're one of the biggest employers in Knox County. So skilled laborers, whether it be college and career and technical, or whether it just be through traditional courses, that is a major concern. Which we do have. We are fully staffed this year with teachers, but Option 6 program, I think when I came through Union College, everybody came to Union to be a teacher. Everyone. I got my teaching certificate from here. I got my principles from here, and that is vital for us in the schools, is having a good workforce with teachers and putting out a product where kids learn.
I agree with Jeremy. Workforce is big. But one word that comes to my mind is opportunity. And I believe that for this community, a lot of our kids, the opportunity is not there. They can't see an opportunity. And I believe that's this partnership. I believe that's going to offer a lot of kids that may otherwise not go to or pursue a higher education degree. And I believe this will present it. But I mean, our workforce, that's big for us. I say it all the time. I want our best and brightest to stay here at home, because that's big. I mean, that's taxpayers. That's helps fund your restaurants, helps bring good students to our schools, and if we can provide that opportunity, a sense of hope, we want you to stay here. We want you. You may not be from Barbourville, but we want the best and brightest in this community. It just enhances our community and makes everything else better. So the opportunity that kids may not think they have, but maybe a union can provide, that's just very exciting.
A challenge that we've seen at Barbourville Tourism is a lot of people come to us and say, there's nothing to do in our town. Kids, adults alike. So over the past 3 years, we've tried to kind of change that culture and create activities downtown that everyone can participate in. From downtown movies to selfie crawls to car shows, we try to reach all ages and have an activity for everyone. So with our partnerships, we have been able to grow those year to year. I think this year on our list, we had 143 scheduled activities for downtown Barbourville. And that was all because of the partnerships with Knox County Schools, Barbourville City Schools, ARH, plus other community organizations who have pulled together and said, hey, we want things to happen in downtown Barbourville. And I hope when you leave, you say, I'm so in love with Barbourville.
So I think the biggest challenge is, and they kind of touched on, is skilled labor. A big part of it in healthcare is everybody thinks healthcare is doctors and nurses, right? It goes way beyond that. There's so many other opportunities in a hospital. I started off in a hospital working as a file room clerk and transporting patients from one department to another. There's laboratory. There's so many different avenues that you can go when you get into healthcare. But the way that we can partner and help each other out is, just kind of how we've been doing it. We have a partnership with Union College where we have some fantastic nurses going through the program. We have a partnership with Southeast. We're involved in the JAG program with Barbourville Independent. I've talked with Jeremy a couple times about what we can do with the property that they're looking at investing in next to the hospital. So it goes even beyond the skilled labor. It gets into quality of life. Right, because we can provide a honest living based off of a 2-year diploma to where you can come in, you can make a good living for you and your family, get health insurance, and then you start investing into the wellness of your family. You start providing a better life, a better quality of life for people moving forward. And then we're creating opportunity and hope for our children. Hey, look what mom and dad did. Now we can do that, or we can exceed what mom and dad did.
I'll add to that and just say, you all mentioned skilled labor, like just having soft skills. For every student in this room today, I mean, being able to, pick up the phone or pick up a microphone, or being able to look someone in their eye with eye contact, being able to articulate, being able to just communicate clearly, both oral and in writing, I mean, those are huge. And those are, it sounds simple, but those are really tough things that we see today's students coming to the classroom with. And so anytime that you can go one more step and work with our tutors, work with our mentors, work with our academic resource center, writing center, take that opportunity to do that, because once you get out into the real world and you're working with these fine executives, they're going to anticipate and expect that from all of us. And so take the time to really sort of hone those skills right now in college as well. So thank you all for presenting those. From the city's perspective, what partnerships or let's say opportunities are there for Union Commonwealth University students to participate in in city activities? I know there's so much, and you mentioned hundreds of activities that go on. Are there any that you just want to highlight or call out that might be good for the students to be able to just take advantage of?
Yes, sure. Coming up is the Daniel Boone Festival. We're always looking for opportunities for people to help with that, whether you could help take someone to a location. We need greeters. We need people who would just be there to help people find the events that's going on. We can always use that. Also at Halloween, we do a community pumpkin carving where we will carve literally hundreds of pumpkins. And in the past, the baseball team has assisted with that. So anytime that you see an activity listed, I do need you. I do have something for you to do, whether it's making cotton candy, popping popcorn. There's just a lot of things. And you would get to meet all the students that we have and the children in our community as well as the parents. And it's just a great way for everyone to come together.
Thank you so much. And Beau, before we go back to the education side of the house, partnerships. Can you describe any partnerships or opportunities with schools or universities? Maybe there's things that we're already doing together or things that you would like to see us do more in the future. Is there anything that we can be doing more, better, or different in working with our healthcare organizations and officials?
So we do have partnerships with the Barbourville Independent and Knox County with our PT department. And we have a great partnership in regards to our nursing program. I do want to start building more into our laboratory tech services, our respiratory therapy program. I think there's a lot more avenues that we can go into. We have a great volunteer program at the hospital that's kind of shifting what we were looking at doing, kind of moving into more of a patient-centered approach. To where folks can come up and they can volunteer at the hospital to help out patients, to walk in and just sit down and talk with folks when they're sick. That's very, very important. You know, I believe that the ARH just needs to be involved. We just need to be around, help out with sponsoring some programs. Marcia's actually given me a microphone and 5 minutes to talk at the Daniel Boone Feast, and that sometimes can go awry. I don't know how many people have talked to me for more than 2 minutes. Sometimes it goes left pretty quick, but you know, I think that there's still many more opportunities, especially when we talk about you know, folks going through middle school and high school. It is very important that they're able to see everything. You know, I remember when I started off as a radiology tech. I was a rad tech. I took pictures of people's bones and started doing MRI, and it's an awesome field. I love it. I love it with all my heart. But when I decided to go back to school, when my wife came in one day and she handed me a book of all the programs at the local college, and she said, "Beau, you're not a dummy." I argued with her. I said, "You're wrong. I am." But as I went through that book, I saw these different programs I did not know existed. So I think a major partnership and something we can really do is identify the routes of opportunity that are out there. It's not just one direction. It's not just unilateral. There are so many different ways you can go, even in the nursing world. And I know I'm talking a lot to the nurses because they're sitting here. It's not just bedside nursing. I mean, you can do peer-to-peer count online. You can do dialysis nursing. You can go on advanced to nurse practitioner. My wife started off as a nurse's aide, and she's finishing up her NP license now. There's so many different things that you can do. It's not just a one-way track. There's a lot of opportunity out there. The map is wide open, and I think getting to young people early and letting them know that you don't have to just go to point B. There's a lot of different points out there, a lot of different avenues you can go down. Explore them all, and let's decide what's best for you.
And Jeremy and Dennis, how are local schools building pathways today to be able to sort of prepare high school students to higher education or to stepping into the workforce? Or same as for them, what could we be doing more or better or different to be able to help enhance some of those different pathways or bridges?
So I'll begin with, I think our students here in Knox County are some of the brightest around. And I think the partnerships, like what Beau was talking about, we are looking at purchasing the General Dynamics building that's right beside of it, where we will have our CTC programs, where you're just walking across a parking lot, to be able to shadow for our nursing students or whatever it may be in that realm. And then we have the health department that's right beside of it. So these career pathways that we have, also partnering with Union, our media arts program at Knox Central and at Lynn Kemp are state of the art. If you watch our football games or basketball games, and that's largely in part for also partnering with Union. So I think just the continued communication between us and our employers that's around will make all the difference.
Well, this year we've started pathways with Union and the nursing program. It's been, sometimes it's a little difficult lining up schedules because, we go from 8 to 3, but we've worked those out. DJ and I've talked a lot about getting our kids on campus here and helping to build that relationship. And that's been big for our students. They know some of the staff now. So that's big for building those relationships. And, pathways, there's tons of pathways out there. We're a little smaller school district, so we may not have as many as a larger school district. So the partnership between us and Union is very helpful. That makes a difference for us. And, we're always looking for what are the needs in this area. Like I said, keep the best and brightest here. Where are the path? And Jeremy probably can back me up on this is, education. We need educators. We need this used to be an education school. This is where you came to have some of the best and brightest teachers in this county, surrounding counties. I go into superintendent's offices all the time and I see Union degrees on the wall. And we want to get back to that point, because I know some kids in here are going through the education department here, and we want those kids. We want them to start their pathway at our school, let Union help give them the skills they need, and then they come back. We talk about grow our own all the time. And that's something that we're going to try to even do more of. Partner with Union, partner with Southeast to getting more pathways, giving kids more options. That's important, to have more options.
If I can add to that, and we do the same, students have the opportunity to get 24, 27 hours in high school and dual credit, and then 2 years here at Union and be in the workforce. So those are our partnerships that we look forward to in the future.
Thank you so much. And I'll sort of transition this beyond partnerships and to talk more for the students in the room. And I'd love to just know, sort of from an advice standpoint, we have education majors, we have healthcare with nursing and exercise science and mental health represented in the room, but we also have business majors. And, Beau, you're leading a, multi-million-dollar business, right? And Marcia, you're having to put together executive summaries sometimes and marketing plans and working with vendors. What advice do you both have for the students in the room today? Because we have some really talented students. Some of them, they design their own t-shirts. Some of them, they cut hair. They're entrepreneurial in heart and in nature. What advice do you have, or maybe there's something that you learned early on in your career that could be passed on to some of these bright and talented college students?
You are how you sell yourself, and how you put yourself out there is very important to how it impacts your future and your progress in what you choose to do or in your career. So through social media, it's very important that you're able to project yourself in a way that you want to see your business grow. So through marketing plans and through advertising is key for us at the city. I could use some help with some of that if some of you are going through these pathways and are available to help with photography, with videography, with any type of social media input. I'm a little older, so sometimes I do struggle with that, but we would love to have your participation.
So my advice is real simple. It's number one, be nice. Always be kind and treat people the way you think that you should be treated. The second that you give up on that is the second you're giving up on what you want to do. Always be kind. Even when the situation causes for you to be unkind, find a way to match positive energy with negative energy. The second thing is invest yourself. No matter what it is, invest yourself in whatever that is. If you decide that you want to, like he said, create t-shirts, invest yourself into creating t-shirts. That's what you want to do. That's what you need to devote yourself to. A lot of times what I see with people is they'll start up a business and things will get tough, and then they'll throw the keys in. Don't throw the keys in. Tough times make tough people. Tough people make good times. That's how it goes. Invest yourself in what you want to do and drive. I had some family come down this last weekend, and I didn't figure out what I wanted to do till I was about 26, 27 years old. And my cousin looked at me and she said, "Beau, I can't believe you're where you are today. When I had my son, I made the decision. This is what I want to do, and I invested myself in that decision." Since then, I've climbed the ladder. I've went from managing a small department to managing multiple departments to being an operations officer to being a CEO. I decided to invest myself in what I want to do. I'm not the smartest person in any room, and if I am, I'm in the wrong room. I'm always genuine, authentic, nice, and I invest myself into my decisions. Whatever decision that is, I'm behind it 100%, because if I'm not, it's not going to be successful.
And in education, it's just like business. It's sometimes it's who you know. It sometimes can be how you articulate yourself, how you're able to present yourself, as Marcia said. Are there any pieces of advice that you would have for any of the students as to how you became superintendent? How did you move up the ranks? Are there success stories or patterns or trends? Is there anything that you can attribute to your time from graduating from Union and then moving up the education ranks that you think they can take away with them?
For me, I tell my kids this, and treat every day as if it's a job interview. If you want to be in the education field and you're in the classroom, then treat that as if you wanted to be a principal. And then as a principal, if you want to be superintendent, is every day treated the same as if you wanted to be a superintendent. So treat every day as if it's a job interview for the next step in your life. That would be my words.
Well, in 1994, I graduated from Union, and I didn't go into education. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It took me to 27 to go back and obtain my master's. And, a lot of people saw leadership in me that I didn't see in myself. And, I won't say luck. Sometimes it is luck, right place at the right time. But it's a lot of hard work also. It's a lot of days. Jeremy can tell you, this is a lifestyle, this is not a job. I mean, I wake up, I'm a superintendent 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and we're always putting out fires or something's going on, but there's a lot of positive in it also. And if you dream, you can make it happen. I mean, I believe that wholeheartedly. Let people doubt you. I'm the kind of person, somebody doubts me, I'll prove them wrong a lot of times. And it takes a lot, but if you can dream it, and being a student here, you may think it's rough, classes are hard, but I know from personal experience, a school like this, they'll take the time and work with you. They know your name. You're not at a school where you're in biology with 200 other students. I guarantee you have professors, they know your name. They're going to tell you, hey, you need to catch up on this assignment. I'm going to help you get through. I had a student tell me the other day, they had a professor at Union, and the student said, I need an A in this class. And that professor said, I'm going to work with you to help you get what you're wanting to achieve. So, you know, anytime you're successful, Beau, Marcia, Jeremy, you've had a lot of people that's helped. A lot of good mentors, a lot of people that just helped you on your way up. You know, you don't wake up one day and get in the position you are. It's, had a lot of people. I've got people in this room that have helped me get to the place I am, and I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, as a former high school counselor, I would always tell my students, be all you can be, and then be just a little bit more. And with that, if you're going to be in welding, go get that extra certificate, something that sets you apart. If you're going into nursing, go into that specialty area, something that will help you be able to achieve more money, get higher degrees, and that way people will be seeking you out. So always remember, be all you can be, then push yourself to be just a little bit more.
Beau, any last words?
No, once again, just thank you for having us come down here. I'm very proud of, the things we're doing down at the hospital and being a CAC autism certified center and getting our acute stroke readiness and moving into more of a wellness avenue with our lifestyle medicine, our food is medicine initiative. So very proud of my team at the hospital, but we could not have done the things that we've done without the partnerships that we've had with the folks in this room and without the support we've had of the community. And you asked me, what's a big challenge? I'll tell you what a huge challenge is not having a hospital in a community. And we're here to make sure that we don't have to have that challenge. So making sure that we're always supporting healthcare and supporting the tunnels that are bringing folks into our world to help support our community. That's all I got.
So final question, one word to describe this next generation of leaders, one word that you would just select that you're looking for. Recent college graduate coming out, they're looking to come into the workforce, they're looking to work in education or business or healthcare. What's one word that you would just call out that says, this is the type of person, this is the type of future professional, this is the type of individual that I want around my family, my coworkers, my employees, everyone. This is the type of individual that I look for each and every day. Any takers?
Be responsible. If you have a job and you're supposed to be there or you're volunteering, be sure to be there so people can depend on you. That is the biggest thing that we're seeing at Barbourville Tourism is people will volunteer, then they do not show up. So if make your word count and be very responsible. And no matter what area, what field of the community you are in, be very responsible.
I would have to say be coachable. As Beau said, the objective is not to be the smartest person in the room, but it's to be surrounded by people that's smarter than you that can help you. And if you're coachable, then you will take valuable lessons from them, and don't be afraid to ask, because there are people that will help you. And that is one great thing about Union, is that whenever I came through here, there was always somebody here to help me. And I'm looking around and I see people that were here whenever I was here and came through here, and I probably wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for them in the admissions office and in the education program. So this is truly my home, and I appreciate all those that helped.
I'm thinking, have integrity. Be a good person. Do something for your fellow man. It's not all about you. There's a lot of people out here, there's a lot of need in your communities, our communities. We talk about partnerships, and I'm going to plug something now. Tomorrow we're having a community dinner. All in this room are invited. We're going to do something for our fellow man. Make a difference. When we leave this earth one of these days, it won't be how much is in your bank account. It's what did you do for your fellow man? What difference did you make?
Well, they stole all my words. Well, honestly, the word that came to mind was caring. I'm in healthcare, and it's not health don't care, it's healthcare. So if healthcare is something you want to get into, you have to have empathy. You have to be a caring individual. You have to actually genuinely care about the people you're treating, the people you're taking care of. So what I look for someone is I look for someone that's going to come in and care for my patients.
All four of these individuals, these executives, professionals, they're going to be around campus on Friday and Saturday. You'll get a chance to see them. Go up to them, shake their hand, tell them thank you for coming. Let them know if you're interested in their respective career path. And we're all here to help. So I think this has been great. We have education students here. They're going to stay after and have a photo op with our superintendents, or if there's anyone who's interested in education and just want to meet them, feel free to come down and shake their hand. And then our nursing students, anyone in healthcare, can also come over and spend some time with Beau and take a few pictures. And then feel free to meet with Marcia if you're interested in helping out. I mean, service is great. If you want to help out with all the great events and opportunities that are going on around town, feel free to just come and shake her hand and just get to know her and introduce yourself. Good deal? All right, thanks everyone for being here. Let's give our panelists one last round of applause. Thanks football team for being here. Thanks to the football team. Thanks for the mental health class. And thank you for the nursing students for also coming in. We appreciate you guys.